to. But even now that, even though we agreed to, we can have one more. I'm beginning to feel that we can have one more or two.
No, he said no for me.
Yeah, but come to think of it.
Hello guys, welcome to the Relationship Hub with the smart couple. And today we are going to be actually doing a reaction video. We saw a post on Instagram and this post was about reasons why people called off their weddings. And we're going to be reading their reasons and reacting to them. Let's dig into it. Deal breakers that made people call off their weddings. So let's read the first one. We dated for 4 years, but his mother never warmed up to me. She'd made snide comments about my family background, even my job. He always said she'll come around, but never defended me. 3 months before the wedding, she told him I wasn't wife material. And he actually asked me to try harder to win her over. I realized I'd be fighting for acceptance my entire marriage. I wasn't going to spend my life proving I was worthy of love to someone who'd already decided I wasn't. Now, this person called up the wedding after this incident. What's your take on this?
Yeah. This is about the mother of the spouse trying to...
Spouse to be.
Okay, spouse to be.
Spouse to be,
yeah.
yes.
Trying to impose herself or having an opinion. It's okay to have an opinion as parents. And first of all, let's establish that it's very okay for parents to have an opinion because they might be seeing what you are not seeing. However, if it's something that one have decided, a relationship that you have decided to go because you know the lady better,
yes,
and you've been with the lady and maybe the lady didn't fall into the picture or the category of the kind of
dream of the mother
wife that the mother wants for her son. It's your duty as the husband to be to defend, to come to the aid of the lady. You know, I think sometimes some guys really don't know how to draw the line.
Yes.
They don't know how to stand up for who they love.
Yes.
And that's a problem right there. And I think for me, if you ask me, did the lady do the right thing? My answer would be yes.
Yes. I mean, it's a yes over yes for me.
Yeah. Because if a guy, if he cannot stand for you now, only God knows what other things that will be thrown in when you get married. Yes, it will not.
I think the one that actually did it for her and for me was after months to the wedding.
Yes,
his mother has not warmed up, and the only thing he can tell her is try how hard. What do you want her to do? Walk on her head? Yeah. You know, so I think that was for me, that's a big red flag. When the guy is still attached to mommy, that whatever mommy says trumps who he's supposed to be partnering with for life. That's a big issue. So I'm glad you called off that wedding because you would have spent the rest of your life trying to impress mom. Whenever she comes to the house, it'll be you would not feel comfortable. So I think
I'm trying to see if there is any other thing that the lady could have done, but I'm thinking in my mind here, but I feel that there's nothing.
What else?
Reason is that the woman's opinion is made up, but you have been with this lady as the guy. I'm not blaming the girl. I'm not blaming the mother. The mother has an opinion. Yeah. The girl has, but this guy should have played. Should I say devil's advocate or actually stand for the girl against the mom and also create an understanding between both of them. So I think if the guy could not do that 3 months to the wedding, it was never going to be I don't think it's going to ever happen.
And I think the mother, because now the thing is this. If that was the woman that the man was supposed to marry, I think the woman succeeded in pushing away a valuable asset to her son's life because she couldn't come to the point of this man that I have brought, this boy, quote unquote, for her is still her boy, that she brought up. She hasn't come to the peace of mind that he's able to make a concrete decision for himself. That she thinks that her own decision should still matter. I think that she did her son a disfavor by not just accepting that your son is a grown man that can pick his wife and lead his married life and build his life.
Yeah, I think most parents they don't know when to let go. They don't trust the work they've done in the life of their children.
Pause. For all parents.
Yes. Parents should get to a point where they can confidently say, okay, I have trained this boy up. They say train up a child the way he should go, that when he's old, he will not depart from it. So if you are confident that you've done a good job, that the boy that is going to become a man to make a decision to get married, you should be able to trust his decision. And said, I've trained my child to a point where I know that I can count on his decision. At that point, you play an advisory role, not an impulsive
not
role.
Imposing to the point that the wedding has to be scattered because that's tragic for both of them, you know, unless it wasn't God's design and the thing had to scatter anyhow. But even if it's God's design and the mom doesn't agree with God's design, it's still going to get ruined.
Still going to get ruined.
Anyways, that's that. So the next reason is this. So, let me see. 2 days before our wedding, he handed me a prenup. I have a lot to say about this.
I have a lot to say too.
I wasn't against the concept, but this document treated me like a gold digger. It protected all his assets, but made no provision for my contribution or sacrifices. That's when I knew he saw me as a potential threat, not a partner. I couldn't marry someone who was already planning for our failure. Okay. So let me give my take on this.
Yeah, give your take. You know, you and I have a contrary take on this matter.
We have contrary take on this matter, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, if I was to get married and someone handed me a prenup, I don't want to. I think for me, I feel the lady had a yes over yes reason to call off this wedding because, number one, you already see her as a gold digger. You've labeled her by bringing that document. Whether this happens for the man or for the woman, vice versa, you've labeled that person as someone with ulterior motives. Your asset is your asset, but when you're getting married, it's no longer your asset. I don't care if you took 50 years to build it. The moment you want to join your spirit with somebody, then is it physical things that you shouldn't be able to join? If your spirits can join, if your intimate parts can join, and the Bible says you are one, why are you separating the physical asset, but yet you're one in spirit? It doesn't make sense for me. And I feel like you see that person as a threat. So I'm gonna just protect myself just in case you've planned you've planned failure. So whatever happens, I don't care. If you want to go, you can go. After all, I have my stuff. You can go empty-handed the way you came. Come on. My take is this: if you don't trust somebody enough to be completely one with them, spirit, soul, body, assets, then don't marry them. Marry who you trust. Marry who you can share your details with. Marry who you can share your documents with. Marry someone you trust, not someone that you're going to see as a potential gold digger. That's my take on it.
All right. Let's actually go to what the lady said, that 2 days to their wedding, the guy presented her. 2 days. Listen now, the guy presented her with a prenup. Is she angry that it was 2 days to the wedding, that the reason why the prenup, that was why she broke up the relationship, or she's angry that prenup was introduced in the first place? Because what she is emphasizing on was 2 days to the wedding, he presented me with a prenup. So again, I want to ask, if she is angry with because it's 2 days to the 2 days to the time, that's what makes her.
No, that's not the reason. She gave two reasons here actually.
But the first one, the main thing
that three reasons actually.
Okay.
And I feel like
now okay,
it was like a trap.
let me finish.
No, hold on.
Hold on.
It was like a trap.
No. Listen, it's not a matter of being a trap. Let's analyze.
Why did he wait for 2 days? If
you know, I allowed you made your point.
Okay,
let me make my point
because I have a lot.
Let me make my point. Now the point is, prenup. I will blame the guy if it was 2 days to the wedding that he introduced the prenup, because they didn't just jump into 2 days to wedding. They have been dating, they've been talking, they've been having conversation, talking about their future, about their lives. And if this has never come up before, or it hasn't been brought up, it has not had they've not discussed about it before, I would say, yeah, she has a right. She has the right to call off the wedding because it was introduced too late, and maybe the girl didn't plan for something like that. However, if this conversation have been heard, no, they've had this conversation over and over again, but the girl didn't know that it would go through with it, then maybe 2 days to the time, because many scenarios could happen. Now, number two, prenup in good thing in the marriage? I would not say yes, because for me, I feel that if two people come together, they should just live their life. They should come into the relationship or something with the mindset that is going to stay forever. But is prenup an evil, or is this something that should break marriage if there's understanding? Or I would say no. The reason I said that is that there are so many people who get into marriage without even planning for any negative thing, and divorce or something, but it comes up, and at the end of the day, the man is left stranded, or the woman that have everything is left stranded because of the sharing formula of properties when they get divorced.
But
so if they want to just say, let's resolve that upfront and let's have a prenup, I don't think it's about. I don't know if it. I don't think it's bad. But will I do it? I won't do it. But I don't think it's wrong.
So the reason why I say that is this, right? If you're having a prenup because you don't trust this person, I don't want us to drag this because we have a lot to talk about. Because you don't trust this person and you feel like this person is in for the wrong reason. So peradventure, it's a marriage. So that's
okay. Can I ask you a question?
Hold on. That's the repercussion of a covenant that will become one. And if there's a separation, there's a tier of that covenant. Someone gets. So it's just the implications of.
Okay. Can I ask you? Let me also tell you that the advantage of that is when there are some things that some people would have been able to endure in marriage, especially ladies or the other guy, or the person that have less. There are some things they would have been able to endure and live through and make the marriage work if they know that if I leave this situation, if I let go, if I break up in this marriage or something, there's no reward in quotes for me that I will just get half of what the other person has already had, God before. So some of those things will keep them in the marriage. However, some people they lack endurance because of they feel there's a reward. Just imagine some of these athletes in America, for instance, that get divorced, and at the end of the day, the woman gets literally half of everything they've got. But if those things were not there, they don't have anticipation that if this happened, this would be my reward. Let's take, for instance, that there's someone who we know who got divorced. When the lady was, all the people that got divorced with the guy, all her friends that got divorced, they got half of almost everything that the guy had, and they encouraged her to get to follow the same line. And she did, and actually got the guy, and now the guy is stranded. So if those definition was there upfront before that, this property that we have, this is mine, this is yours. If we choose to share it together, that's fine. The lady will endure that marriage and she will stay in that marriage.
Well, okay, let's not drag it. I don't agree, Sha.
Well.
But it's okay, so let's not drag it.
But again, this situation is in an individual thing. For me, I don't think I want to do. I will advise a prenup. Because I believe that we go into marriage for something. But if you're asking me if it's a sin or something, if it's wrong,
not a sin.
I will tell you no, it's not. Maybe they have their own reason. Trust is built over time.
Then if you don't trust, it's not in marriage you want to trust. You trust before marriage.
Do you know even before you get into? Do you know before you get into marriage you are not 100%? You don't trust 100%.
But at least I trust you.
As you get into the marriage, you guys are going. You are building trust. You are building confidence. You are building trust. That's the point. Anyway, that's how I say it, and you might say it differently, and you are still free to your opinion to see it your own way, but that.
Moving on. So the next deal breaker for this person. So it started small. He'd say things like, "Let me run it by my pastor first." Okay, cool. I respected it, but it got out of hand before he paid for anything. Decorator, photographer, even small chops. He had to ask pastor. One time I said I liked a wedding date, and he replied, "Pastor hasn't approved it yet." I was like, am I marrying your pastor or am I marrying you? The final straw for me was when we were fighting and he said, "Even pastor warned me about your stubbornness." I just told him, "Let pastor marry you then." What do you think of that, Pastor Smart?
Okay. Well, this is one part of the story we are hearing, though.
Yes,
we are reacting based on what we're hearing.
Yes.
Now, the point is it okay for a pastor to have a say in spiritual son's life in terms of some things, in terms of advice, in terms of all those things? Yes. But is there some time where is it? If it's what she explained of buying every little thing, I think that's an extreme.
Yeah.
But asking of the pastor date that the pastor has not approved the date yet.
Yeah.
Maybe
like an available date.
Yes. Maybe the pastor has his own schedule, and you guys are setting a date. If you want, there are some people like one of our daughters who say it's me that must wed them, and she have to set the date in the time I'm available.
Yes.
Because she said she has told her that I must be the one to wed her.
Yes.
Wed her and her husband. And in situations like that, if you set a date that is not convenient for me, and I said, okay, let me look at my calendar and and get you the time that is convenient, that's different.
Yeah.
You understand? So in that aspect, so we don't know if that is the reason, or we don't know the full story.
Yeah.
We don't know if that is the reason the husband is saying, "Pastor, I've not approved the date yet."
Yeah.
If that is the case, I think the guy is in a good place.
Yes.
But if it's in a situation where he has loaned his mind or his
the
reasoning.
pastor that he's not reasoning.
He doesn't reason.
I think the one that got it for her was when she said, "Pastor warned me about your stubbornness." I think that's the one that. But yeah, we can't really say conclusively because
that, yes.
we have to really understand
where
what the situation is.
If it's put in context, we might see it differently.
Yeah, and sometimes it could be a new believer who is just excited about the concept of having a pastor and being able to run things through a spiritual pastor. Maybe it could be someone who didn't grow up with a father and just having someone that, I don't know what the case may be, but it's not, we can't give any conclusion. There's so many things behind this this story. All right, moving on. So this one, I was watching a movie about a woman with cancer, and I casually asked my fiance this question: would you still be there for me if I had a terminal disease? He was quiet for too long, then said he'd have to think about it and that it would and that it would depend on many factors. The fact that he couldn't immediately say yes made me realize he loved the idea of me, not actually me.
Yeah.
I needed someone who would love me through sickness and health, not someone who saw me as conditional.
Oh. I think so. For that reason, she break the marriage. She break the courtship.
Because anything could happen. I mean,
my dear, it's the truth. The Bible. They said, you normally. This is my saying all the time, that broken engagement it's better
than a broken marriage. Yeah.
If a guy is not committing to in sickness and in health, which is part of the confidence. You see, that's the reason why most of my wedding I've conducted. I don't do that crazy. I don't want to use the word crazy thing when they said
for richer, for riches, for health. Come on, let's be real.
In marriage,
life happens.
Life happens. Things will come up that you did not plan for. It's not about this. In this aspect, it's not about confession. The vow have to be in the highs and in the lows.
Vow. Yes, that's the vow.
Yes, in the highs and in the low.
Yeah.
Okay, let's even flip it. If the guy is reluctant to commit to, if she has a terminal disease, will he still be there? Now let's flip it that if the guy want her to be there
when he has a terminal disease?
Because sickness does not pick and choose. It can come to anybody.
And it can,
so a guy that cannot commit, to say in terminal disease, I will be there
in a hurry. Yeah.
It's not even something to think about. Yeah, if I love you enough, yes, I will be there.
I don't have to say, let me see. What will my life look like? We're gonna be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Sister, run.
Just call my name. Oh, please, I should not copyright this, please. So I can post my stuff. But anyways, I totally agree with that. You have to be there in sickness and in health. Because I mean, we were watching a cheaters where we saw this guy's wife was having cancer and he was out cheating because she had cancer and he was feeling overwhelmed. That's part of the package.
That's part of the package,
You know, you have to be there with the person. That's the covenant.
I think we are in a generation today and we are being deceived with some kind of, in the name of faith, that we're trying to make people believe that it will always be good.
But even Jesus said, in this world, you will have troubles.
Yes. And also, even Psalm 23, he said, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. It makes me lie down. Good stuff. But he said, even though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, meaning that there are times that life will be up, there are times it will be down. If you are getting into marriage with the mindset of it's going to always be well, everybody will be wealthy, old age.
No sickness.
And that is what I'm committed to. The other one, I have to think about it. There are many factors that are involved. My dear sister, run away.
There's no factors. The only factors involved is love and commitment. Just love.
It's good she breaks it.
Yes, definitely. All right, moving on. All right, every month he was sending money to his parents, siblings, cousins, even extended family members. His salary was basically their family's income. I wasn't against helping family, but there was no boundary. His 25-year-old brother was still asking for pocket money. His sister expected him to pay her rent. I realized I'd been marrying an entire family's financial problems, not just him. So I think that the main thing that she kind of mentioned there was no boundary. And finances, when it comes to family finances, right? Because now when you've left the nuclear family you came out from, when you leave there, they are no longer your responsibilities, so to speak. I know there are some special cases. For example, if you have a parent who are not doing well, you just have to, take care of your parents and stuff like that. But this one was saying the 25-year-old sibling was still getting pocket money, he was still paying, stuff like that. there's a lot of factors, but I feel the lady's problem was that there was no boundary. There was no limitation. Whenever he spends, he earns, he just sends everything as if it's part of, and then many a times his own new nuclear family could be suffering. You know, so I think we had a case like this where the lady is working, paying the mortgage, and the man works, but then he uses his money to take care of his extended families while his wife pays the mortgage and the bills, and that was really one of the big problems in their marriage.
I think in this situation, you were very correct. They said for this reason shall a man leave his father and mother. That includes siblings and others, and
includes
cleave to
mother.
his wife.
Unfortunately, includes mother and father.
Cleave to his wife, and they both shall be one flesh. When you are starting a new, but in this case, I'm wondering what is the rationale behind the idea? Were they living together? Were they putting their resources together? Because at this point they are not married. They are cutting. Yeah, so when she says he's sending all his money, I'm not trying to be rational here. Because
she's also trying to think, because there's some patterns that people start, when, you always say, don't start what you can't finish. Maybe this pattern that has begun, these are the people's expectations. And then she's thinking, when I come in, how is this going to change?
Okay.
And now when she comes in, she will look like the enemy that has caused him to stop sending money and all of those things. So it depends on...
Yeah, that's why I always advise conversation. Sometimes some things is not enough to just break because of how it looks. In this aspect, I would say if the guy is good in every other area, and maybe because of his compassionate heart, and because of his mindset, he does what he's doing, that thing. I think conversation, and maybe God is bringing you into his life to set a balance. Like between between you and I, you are the strong one.
I said this in public.
No, I'm only trying to talk about balance. That sometimes God bring God is
I'm very soft. Look at me. Do I look like I?
Yes, you are very soft.
I'm very soft.
But what I'm trying to say here is that God brings people to your life if you have a particular kind of mindset. So for that guy, maybe this lady will be if they have a reasonable conversation and she makes her points. Make him see some kind of things that if we are going to be getting into marriage, some of these things, there need to be boundaries, like you said, the limitation to an extent, what you can do. It's not everything you respond to, because the family problem will always be there.
Yes.
So what you...
And they can survive without you,
and they just imagine when you die tomorrow, something will happen. However, that does not stop from being helpful, but to what extent?
Yes.
Those are the kind of conversation they need to have. Except they have had all the conversation, the guy have said, I've resolved. No, that is it would be nothing would change or something. Then the lady will... She's free to go away, but however, I think it's not just if that is the only situation and if you're not talking, it's not enough to just... Yeah, there has to be a lot of
counseling this. So, but just peradventure, there's someone going through this. So this is the little strategy that we will ask you to kind of consider. For example, of course, you guys are married. If you have your monthly allowances that you keep for yourself, hey, every month I'm going to take this as my personal fund.
No, we are going to be taking X amount. I am going to take this.
No. I'm trying to say, like, both of you agreeing.
Say this percentage, you take this and take this, and we'll keep this for the family.
You can do whatever you want to do with your portion of your money. I'll do whatever I want to do. And then if you want to help your family from your portion, as opposed to digging into the family's portion, for example, if for example, every month your
mortgage,
let's say your monthly what you take for your own pleasure is $1,000, and the wife takes $1,000. From your $1,000, you can, if you want to give the whole $1,000 to all of your family members and your friends and your cousins, you can do that, as long as you don't touch the family funds based on agreement. So I think that's a good way.
That's a good way,
to do it, to
so
avoid
that the other person don't get angry and things like that.
That the family is suffering
being
because
neglected.
you want to take care of your extended family.
Because that could actually happen. The person start feeling that this new family we are about to start is being neglected. I'm not even seeing any effort you're putting to make everything you get.
All the money is going out. I have needs and I have to manage, because you have to send money to A and B and C. There has to be balance. You can't be the same. You can't save the whole world. You can't save the whole. If something happens to you now, I guarantee you, something happens to you for 1 year. In that 1 year, they will succeed powerfully. So don't strain your family finances trying to save the whole extended family.
So you see that you talk more on this matter than because you are the strong one.
There has to be a balance. Isn't that what you said? You said there has to be a balance. Now your family are going to think that I'm the wicked one. I'm not the wicked one. I'm the very nice one.
No, you are not the wicked one. You are just, there's a balance.
Yeah, there's a balance.
The regulator, you know what I mean?
Yes, okay. That's a good way, regulator. Okay, so this is the last one. During our first year of dating, he jokingly said he wanted a football team of children. I laughed it off thinking he wasn't serious. But as we got closer to marriage, he kept bringing it up. He wanted 7 children, 4 boys, 3 girls. Very specific. As if though he's the one that's going to put the children in there.
He's the one that was.
I mean, as if he's going to determine the gender of the children.
Okay.
Me that just wants one or 2 maximum. He said we could compromise at 5. That wasn't a compromise. It was a life sentence for me. What do you think of this?
Well, I think this one, not being diplomatic, these are the conversation they should hear. They should
have
actually
had seriously before getting to the point.
Before getting deep
Yes.
into to what extent of wedding, planning wedding. Because although he said he has been saying it, but she thought that it was a joke.
Yeah, I mean, because who wants 7 kids?
Then when they not got serious, he now said he can compromise 5.
5, yeah.
Then what is the lady's compromise? Because she said she only wanted 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
At least if the guy is compromising to 5 and to you it's not a compromise. Now did you come up to at least you say okay, can we do 3 or 4?
Yes.
At maximum. I think those are conversations that should be heard, and it can't just be only away. But if she feels that, again, it's a good point to say, okay, let's part, because
it could affect.
It could have if she feels that it's not something she can ever do or compromise in any way. Before her, she said it's like a death sentence.
Yeah.
And
life sentence.
The life sentence. Yeah, that's fine. They should
they
can part.
For me, I would say it's a deal breaker, maybe 60%, because usually after the first 2 kids, your mind will change about how many kids you want to have. When you consider the way raising up kids are, many times your mindset towards having 10 children, it will change, especially in this.
I have a friend. She's the one that wants more kids.
Wow.
And the husband is saying no. So I think it varies from this thing. It may not just change. It's just a desire from inception or from time. Some people want large family. Some just want just a few family, whatever. We had a conversation like that before our marriage, and we agreed.
We wanted 2.
And we said 2. But even now even though we agreed 2, we can have 1 more. I'm beginning to feel that we can have 1 more or 2.
No.
You know.
No, he said no for me.
Yeah, but come to think of it, I think what I feel is there are some things that you don't have to have 100% of everything you want.
Yes.
If the guy, except you, that is the most important thing to you.
Yeah.
If the guy is a caring guy, loving guy, he's a provider, he's not a stingy guy, and he has everything going, you guys can come to compromise for some certain things.
Yeah.
And with that one factor, except it trumps every other quality of the spouse.
Yeah.
It's just like I just said, because I love this girl, she's respectful, she's caring, she's amazing, she's everything I want. But she says she will only have 2 kids. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, before you and I got married, I said I wanted to get married in 2010.
Yeah, and I wanted to get married 2 years.
You said you want to get married 2012.
Yeah.
We had the conversation, but after a while there was a compromise, and you agreed. At least you stepped down from your timing. You understand?
Yeah.
So people can have a conversation concerning some of these deep things.
Yeah.
But if they could not meet they don't have an agreement.
Yeah,
the Bible says, "Can 2 work together except they agree?" So if there's not, then you can go. Before the guy will now one day go out and start having other kids outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that has been
one.
that for today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you think about it. And also, please feel free to go to our website and get the free book, 23 questions to ask before you fall in love. Super important for every single person to go through. And also, if you want us to become your relationship coaches, the information to do so is on the screen right now. Don't forget to like, share, comment, most of all, subscribe to our channel. We will see you again next time. Bye-bye.